Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos for the day are out of the way, let's ask a deeper question about this entire industry and community. What would actually happen if the entire supplement industry disappeared? I mean, all the supplement companies just shut down, and I'm talking everyone from the ones who make pro hormones to who make the fart powders, even those who make most of your vitamins and minerals. If they all just went away, would there actually be any real negative consequences? So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Alright, this is a good question to ask because it is kind of vital to what goes on in this community, considering that the supplement industry has basically replaced and taken over the fitness industry. Now fitness is products that you could sell, that you could buy. It literally has nothing to do with fitness anymore. It's just about a bunch of products. You know, fitness used to be about exercising and eating right. That's what it used to be about. Taking care of yourself, getting stronger, faster, leaner, more athletic, eating healthy, eating good diet. Now it's all products, most of which don't do shit for you. Now, that being said, people say, look, Jason, you know, you can say it's got a bad ethics, but you know, there's a lot of industries with terrible ethics. You know what, I'll agree. For example, anyone who's worked around oil and gas, the oil and gas industry, oh yeah, there's a lot of shady shit that goes on in that industry. It's known for being kind of a tough industry. I've been in that industry. Brittany's been in that industry. Now, that being said, what would happen if the oil and gas industry disappeared? Well, I promise you within 6 weeks we would be living in Mad Max. That's what would happen. It would be an absolute collapse. It would be a full-on shit hit the fan scenario, and we would be killing each other in the streets. That's what would happen if that industry shut down right now, because all of our means to travel, all of our means to get goods and services traveled would all be gone. All right, there would be very, very serious, insanely serious, catastrophic consequences. If the supplement industry shut down, there wouldn't be any actual negative consequences other than some businesses wouldn't be able to pay their employees. That's it. Some people would lose their jobs. Some rich people wouldn't have their industry to pay for them anymore. There wouldn't be any negative consequences. People are like, what do you mean? It would affect our workouts. It would affect our gains. It would affect our health. See, that's the thing. All of you people, not all of you, a lot of you are smart. A lot of you know this stuff. You've picked up on it. A lot of people out there have been convinced of this, but there's no truth to it. Look at the video I just did today. Last video I did on this channel showing how easy it is to get all of your vitamins and minerals without any supplements and without even eating vegetables. Actually, without even going over 2,000 calories a day. It's totally possible of whole foods without even superfoods like vegetables thrown in. There's no broccoli, no spinach. Just eating normal whole foods. You can actually hit all of your vitamin and mineral requirements for performance, for health, for fitness. That's before you go to the superfoods like broccoli and spinach, before you go to green stuff. So what in the fuck does anyone need any of these vitamins and minerals for? You can easily, while eating far less calories than a lot of you even eat when you cut, you can reach all those. It's not even difficult. Again, this industry has convinced you need them, but the reality is we know that some vitamin supplements, like vitamin C and vitamin E, actually reduce performance in athletes. That's been studied and documented. In fact, they have negative effects if you take too much, particularly in concentrated pill form. We know that some mineral supplements are toxic when you supplement too much. They cause dietary imbalances. These things aren't useful at all. And the ones that do tend to be useful tend to be fortified in foods like B12 because of vegans or people who can't afford many protein sources. D3 due to different climates and things that people live in. Those are fortified in all of our foods in the Western world. Read the labels. There are not really that many deficiencies in these. If you have a deficiency, it's because you intentionally created one. Such as you chose to be a vegan and not supplement a B12 thing or take any products that are fortified with B12. You chose to have the deficiency. You created an artificial need for a product. Creatine. Well, 30% of people are non-responders to creatine. That's one of the few things, probably the only supplement that's ever showed a benefit. I'm a non-responder to creatine. Incidentally, the people who are non-responders to creatine, almost all of them eat red meat regularly. Coincidence? Creatine already in your diet. It's just there to fix a dietary imbalance. That's it. From a performance perspective, not a health perspective. But you know what? Even people who use creatine, who come off of it, who are responders to it, after you've been on it a while, you don't really notice a difference. None of you would lose any muscle. None of you would lose any performance if you didn't have access to creatine. Protein powders. Everyone's been convinced they need more protein than they actually need. Again, look at all the data out there. Look at what the experts who trained the most elite athletes in the world. Look at the sports nutritionists who coach NFL players, Olympic athletes, everyone else. None of them recommend the amount of protein that these companies tell you you need. They've created an artificial need to make you think that you need these products. You don't need them. You don't need them at all. In fact, we're going back to the only people who probably really are going to benefit from a protein powder are probably going to be vegans, the same people who benefit from the B12. In fact, it seems like the supplement industry, the only people who really benefit from supplements in any meaningful way seem to be the vegans. And the ironic part is they're some of the most anti-supplement motherfuckers in this whole community. They're probably the only ones who would benefit from them. From the protein powders, the BCAAs, the creatine, the B12. These are the people who might need them because they've created an imbalanced diet on their own, or artificially created an imbalanced diet. They benefit from them. Most of you who are eating real food, and when I say real food, I don't mean Rich Piano's real fucking food, goddammit. No, I mean actual food. Again, the industry likes to create confusion, doesn't it? He makes a product, a supplement powder, and calls it real food. Oh, you need your pre-workout. Why? Because you're an addict? I mean, I'm serious. You need a pre-workout because you're addicted to them. Look at the study I showed you guys a while back. They did a big study on one of the most popular and considered to be effective pre-workouts at the time a couple years ago. When they put these people into two groups and they had an actual strength and conditioning coach write their programs and a registered dietitian write their meal plans, no one benefited from the pre-workouts. No one, because their programming for their training was ideal. They didn't need anything to help pick them up because they under-recovered. Their programming was well-written, well-balanced. Their diets were balanced. They didn't have anything wrong that they needed a pre-workout to fix. Therefore, the two groups, the group who used the pre-workout, over like 8 to 10 weeks, whatever that study was, didn't see any improvement in strength or muscle mass over the people who didn't use the pre-workout. Now, people look at that and say, well, but it helps me get a good workout. If it helped you get a good workout, you would gain muscle and strength from it. The people who used it didn't gain any more muscle and strength than the other people. Are you sure it's giving you a good, effective workout? Because if it was, why in the fuck don't people who take it gain faster? I thought the whole point of working out was to make gains. Think about that. Think about that. The whole point of working out is to make gains, and you have a product that you think gives you a better workout, but you don't get more gains. It's not doing shit for giving you a better workout. It's not doing shit for your gains. Except creating an addiction to a product that you now need. That might be the only negative effect if the supplement industries all just went bankrupt and were shut down, all these companies. The only negative effect is that we might need a rehab for people who are addicted to pre-workouts. That's it. You know what? Hey, that create a whole new business and some jobs for people to work at these rehabs. But yeah, look at what this industry does. It creates artificial problems so that you can buy products. Yeah, let's get everyone on a vegan diet so that they need products to have a balanced diet. Let's tell people they need way more protein than they really need so that they'll buy our protein powders. Let's write really shitty programs so that people don't recover correctly and they need a pick-me-up to go train, so we give them a pre-workout to help them train better. And it goes on and on and on. They create problems that don't exist that then need solutions so that you can buy products that you don't need. And I see guys who are spending $100, $200 a month sometimes out there on supplements that don't do shit for you. So if this industry were to fall, it would be a good thing. There wouldn't be negative repercussions other than some people might need a rehab for their pre-workouts. Some people who work at GNC and some of these other shops that need to go find a different $8 an hour job. Some of these people who are running these companies would need to find a different sort of business to run. Maybe they could run a business that actually helps people in some way. Because you know what? The fitness community doesn't actually need a fitness industry. Everything that we need for fitness is already out there. And that's arguably even for the top athletes in the world using drugs, because you got a pharmaceutical industry that handles that. All the weights you use, that's an industry, but that's a steel forging industry, iron casting industry, and a machinist industry. Welders. These are skilled people who actually provide all sorts of services. Okay, that's a valuable industry. That's part of the fitness industry. How about your food manufacturers? Fitness comes, a lot of it, from whole food. Farmers, ranchers. So basically, your real fitness industry comes from that, and it comes from people who write good programs and diets, and that's all free today. Most people don't need to pay for any of that anymore. It's all available online or YouTube channels or everything else. So you don't need an industry created around something that's free. But they've turned fitness into a set of products that you don't need, that don't actually help you get anywhere in reaching your results. And then since you do reach the obtainable results, oftentimes if you do follow good programming and training, they try to give you an image with their advertising that's unobtainable, so that you still feel the need to go buy products because you clearly haven't reached what those people have reached, and you don't realize that they're just pumped full of drugs and have good genetics. There's nothing to do with the products they're selling that got them there. No, I think the entire fitness community would actually benefit and be better off if the entire supplement industry just completely disappeared. It serves no valuable purpose of any type. It is nothing but a parasitic industry that offers no value, no service, nothing to its consumers. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.